Grab your cup. Let's talk about your energy and why that is so important, because I don't know if you're like me. When I first started learning about energy, I kind of didn't get it because it was something I had never heard of before. It wasn't something I was familiar with and I couldn't see it. So I want to put it in a context that could maybe make it more real for you and understand why it really is so important. So again, energy is what moves through us that keeps us alive. When our life force energy stops, we're no longer alive, okay? And how that moves is as important as how your blood moves. So I actually think of it as like that we have three circulatory systems. We have our cardiovascular system, and the blood moves through our body. It has to move in a particular direction, right? If your valves don't work and your blood is going backwards, that's not good. It has to move well and easily. If the blood gets thick, or if you have stuff in there that's cloggy with your blood, that's not good. So we can see blood, we can see it with our eyes, right? We can see what it looks like, and we can see what direction it's going. They have technology to do that, all right? So that's the first circulatory system. The second circulatory system is your lymph, and your lymph system runs kind of parallel with the blood, and its job is to take things away. The blood is delivering things. The lymph is taking things away, like the garbage system of your body. And the lymph has to move. If you have lymph drainage issues, that's not good. If your lymph system gets backed up and your lymph nodes swell, not good, right? So again, it has to go in a particular direction. It's bringing really all of the toxins and stuff that it's collecting throughout the body to the liver so that the liver can break it down, dismantle it, and send it to the gut to be eliminated. So that's the second circulatory system. The third is your energetic system. And just like the other two, the energy has to move in a particular direction. If it gets stuck, if it gets backlogged, it's not good. The energy has some very specific jobs, just like the blood does, just like the lymph does. The energy has specific jobs. So there's energy centers in the body that are responsible for different parts of your physical body. Now, here's the interesting thing is that what we know now from physics, and there's technology that measures it just like it can see the blood, just like it can see the lymph, there's technology that can see the energy. It can see how it moves, right? It can see the energy field. They can put electrodes on your brain and see how with different energetic frequencies, there's changes in the brain. So the technology is there now to see it. And we've known for at least 100 years, science-wise, we've understood how energy works and that everything is energy. Like Einstein said, E equals mc squared. E is on one side of the equation, energy equals mc squared. Mc squared is everything else. It's mass times the speed of light. So it's everything else that's physical and moving is energy. So that's what we are, is energy. And now we have the technology to see it. So that's how it works. It's got to move in a particular direction. It's got to move, the frequency and how it moves will affect your physical body, just like your blood. If your blood is thick and cloggy, it affects your physical body. But it also, here's what's interesting about energy, because it's in us and it's also a field, so it's around our body. Energy has a property like a magnet. It attracts to it things that are of the same frequency. So something that's a frequency that's very slow and heavy is not going to attract something that's really fast and light. They're just not a match. It's like the frequency on your radio station, right? When you're tuning in your radio, you can tune into country music. That's one frequency. If you want to listen to classical music, you change the knob and you have to go to a whole nother frequency and you can hear classical. They are not going to be on the same frequency. They're not a match, right? They're very different. And here's what can help a little more, at least the way I think of it is, if I like country music and I don't like classical, I'm going to be attracted to the frequencies that have country music on them, or vice versa, or whatever your preference is. So when we are attracted to something, it's because it's a match. So in that instance, it's the music that I like, but on an energetic level, it's a match for the frequency that we are experiencing in our body. And the frequencies can change. The frequency is how often the energy spikes, those little peaks, right? So it's waves, I think in a minute, maybe a second, maybe per second. I don't know how they measure it. But I can only be attracted to at an energetic level. I may have thoughts in my head about what I want, but I can really only be a magnet for and be a match for whatever else is also on the same frequency level. So that's why this is important even beyond your health. So it shows up hugely in health, but in your life, if you have frequencies of life is hard, scarcity, fear, not good enough, you're only going to attract things that are a match for that. You're going to attract and have circumstances that are in your life that match that. And then there's evidence of, yep, see, life is hard, and you start to believe it more. So your frequency, the energy field that's in your body, has a lot to do with what you think. Your thoughts really create how the energy is moving. And you've probably heard thoughts are things. Everything anywhere in the universe got started by a thought. The first creator thought was a thought to have creation. And then anything that has been created since starts with a thought. So the thought is the impetus. So our thoughts, on a much smaller level, our thoughts are creating the energy frequency in our body and in our life. And then that's the match for what we're getting. So the energy field is very, very important. Understanding those energy centers, how it's supposed to move through your body, just as much as understanding your blood. So I hope that was helpful. That is, I think, a big part of when people want to really change their life, or if you're interested in manifesting things, if you've heard about law of attraction, how does that work? You need to understand the energy, and you need to understand what's actually manifesting. What you're actually attracting is the match for the frequency of who you are, not for the things that you want, not for the good deeds that you're doing. It's not like I can go do 10 good deeds and then good things are going to come my way, while inside I think I'm not really worthy of having good things. The good things are not going to come because you did the good deeds. What comes is what's a match for your energetic frequency. Okay? If you have questions about that, it's so fascinating. I've been studying it now for several years. I've taken several classes on quantum physics, and it lines up perfectly for me with my understanding of God and creation. It's not opposite of that. They actually work perfectly together, in my opinion. So if you have any questions, your own experiences, comments, go ahead and drop them. I would love to hear them. Have a good day.